Sri Lanka's most powerful news brand.
Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake, who resigned from office of allegations related to the central bank bond scam, in an interview with the Daily Mirror has spoken about the Central Bank of Sri Lanka.
Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake says the economic downfall in the country was caused by the corruption of the central bank and not by the poor performance of the government. He says the monetary policy left in these so-called economic pundits is basically running down.
I think it's good that he is making this statement outside the parliament, because we are at liberty to, as citizens of this country, with freedom of speech, to talk about it, because there is no impending danger coming from the parliamentary privileges for us to comment on it. As far as citizens of this country, voters are concerned, he is just another MP. But he has a record of very unwarranted interventions that during his period of time as the Minister of Finance, which has caused a lot of issues which are to date remaining to be made known clearly as to what exactly has happened. Therefore, in a situation like that, it is best that people like Mr. Ravi Karunanayake keep quiet without making such statements, which we would say, to say the least, hilarious.
The former minister says that the central bank has autonomy, and he adds that, quote-unquote, the poor PM is also not kept informed of what goes on within the central bank. Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake says the central bank has run into a 2.1 billion rupee loss during this year.
If the Prime Minister, being the minister in charge of the central bank, is claimed to be unaware of what is happening in his own ministry in the central bank, and if, as Mr. Ravi Karunanayake claims, that he is not kept informed of, I think that doesn't absolve the Prime Minister from his responsibility for not playing the correct role as the minister in charge of the central bank. Is it the duty of a minister to wait till he is informed? So is he a passenger who is being pushed into things by the central bankers? Is that what we want from a minister in charge of the central bank of this country? I think Mr. Ravi Karunanayake, by his own statements, I should say rather silly and unmeasured statements, he is causing a lot of embarrassment to the Prime Minister, to the entire economy, and to the financial institution of this country, which is being looked up to by the whole world.
Former Minister Ravi Karunanayake goes on to say that there was a corrupt government that was there for 10 years, and that the country has paid 90 billion rupees because of the hedging deal. He says that the country should have ministers who are working and not talking.
These are matters falling within the administration of the government. Who controls the police? Who takes care of the Attorney General Department? And who is in charge of either instituting or instigating or initializing action against the perpetrators of wrongdoings in the past? I mean, these are matters that he is trying to confuse. In his confused state of affairs, he acts as a desperate person. These are statements coming out of a desperate mind.
I don't think the role of public servants is well understood in this country, particularly by the political class. I'm not mentioning anyone in particular. Public servants, our job is to serve the government of the day within the laws of the country. So the government set policies, and the officials are expected to implement them. They can advise them on policy as well. So whoever is in the central bank or any other government department will work with the government of the day. And when the government changes, I can tell you that in the 18 months I've been here, I could not have asked for better cooperation and support. So I don't know who is conniving with whom, but all I know is they're giving me extremely good advice and support.